Hey everybody, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio, and my headline was Minnesota at 6, and I put Shannon Sharpe in there. He's having a tough week. As LeBron's about to go down in 6, and those allegations, and I'm not going to get into any of that nonsense, but just I was hoping that he would be on to react to them being down 3-1, potentially getting closed out, but he has enough problems to deal with. But I want to get into the game. The reason why I believe Minnesota's going to take this in 6 because they won. They're up 3-1. LA led most of the way until they faltered because JJ Riddick did not put any substitutes in. He played the stars the whole second half. He's going to regret that. Now he'll play the subs in game 5 and make the adjustments, but it's too late because this was your only chance to win in Minnesota. And Ant Man did what he did. You're going to have that great Ant Man game, 44 points, 5 of 10 from three. He's an improved 3-point shooter, +3. Randall had 25, which you can't have. Jaden McDaniels has been terrific, second best player in the whole playoffs. Nas Reed is Nas Reed. He's going to get you 12. He's going to hit a bunch of threes. But they were solid. But they just took the game. They were fresher. They were able to make the stops and do what they have to do. And Ant Man was a little better than Luka. Luka was great, 38 points. Uh, but look at the plus minus: -4 for LeBron, -3 for Luka, 0, +5 for Reeves. Reeves is pretty good, but pretty good is not going to cut it. And Minnesota has been better, and they out hustled LA game 3. Game 4, they executed LA, and their star was a little better than the Lakers star. And that was a big difference. Ant Man was just fantastic, physical, and Ant Man's looking to take out Durant last year. He's looking to take out LeBron this year, and he gets to pay Luka Doncic back because Dallas sent him home, and especially if I'm Gobert, I'm happy because Luka Doncic did a move on Gobert last year, and they showed the memes of him doing the Dancing with the Star moves. It was just embarrassing. That payback is they're paying his back in full. Luka Doncic played great, but Ant Man was a lot better. And Minnesota is going to move on. This will happen. LA's going to come out like gangbusters. They're going to survive game 5. Then they're going to get beat up in game 6, and they're going to serenade LeBron and Luka. You're going to hear the na 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 na, hey goodbye, and that's going to be it. And LA's not good enough. Everybody said, well, LA should beat Minnesota. It wasn't because all the teams that were in the West were all bunched together from 2 to 8, 2 to 7. Super competitive. Did you see Denver and the Clippers? Super competitive. So I didn't want to play. I'm an LA Lakers fan. I didn't want to play Golden State. That was an automatic loss. But I said Minnesota's going to be even is as tough, but they have a chance to win it in 7. But once they lost game 1, all bets were off, and Minnesota's going. I figured Minnesota's going to win all their home games, and they are. So that's it. But LA is not good enough because they're not big enough. And then you just traded Luka, but you have to have an off season to construct this team. Okay, LeBron, this is probably your last year here. Let's take care of him. Let's get a big. You have to get a bigger because look, the Knicks, they didn't like to trade for Carl Towns. They were like, oh, not for DiVincenzo, but they're bigger and they're better. And they have to figure out who's in free agency, who's available you could take. And because the Williams trade would have worked because you had a rim protector. You need a rim protector, you need a rebounder. Because the one game that turned game 3 would turned everything was a loose ball, and they got the offensive rebound. Ahmed took it and slammed it in, and that was game. And in this instance, I trust Minnesota because McDaniels is the best. He's been the second best player on the court. Randall's solid. I don't know if that's going to last with Julius Randle. because in the next round you probably play Golden State, and he's not doing that at all. And Draymond Green, that's not happening. And Draymond Green might Minnesota and Golden State's going to be great. I'm going to get to Golden State next. Minnesota and Golden State's could be a great series. I just realized that Minnesota would have home court advantage, and Game 7 would be in Minnesota. So I was like, well, Golden State will beat Minnesota. I'm gonna hold off on that because I have so much respect for Ant-Man. But I'm gonna get to Golden State now, and they showed the mettle, the heart of a champion. They've won 4 championships recently. They're trying to get a fifth one. This group just knows how to win. And without Jimmy Butler, the Rockets are beating them up pretty good. Then they turn the switch defensively. Kuminga, Garden, Green, really good. And they got and Buddy Hield showed. Buddy Hield it looked like Buddy Hield missed every single shot he took. Now he can't be out there dribbling because every time he dribbled off his foot. Then Steven Adams took the ball from him like he was a child. So he can't do that, but he hit 5 of 11 from 3, and that's his job. Catch it, shoot it, try to defend a little bit. And Moody coming off the bench was good. Post was solid because Post was soft as butter this postseason, but he was a little tougher. Steph Curry is amazing. With 36 points, plus 18. Just look at that. LeBron was -4, and Steph Curry is plus 18. Brzezinski was solid. He was solid. Draymond is Draymond. He imposes will on Houston's front court. Forget the numbers. It's just the impact that he had. And when he's controlling himself, he's good. And the biggest key to this entire game was Gary Payton II, because Ime Udoka started double teaming Steph Curry. So what he did a couple fake pick and rolls where he slid. He faked like he was going to roll, set the pick. They roll quickly to the basket, and they kept getting beat backdoor with that play because Steph Curry, it was a high screen. So Payton got a running start, faking the screen, taking off to the basket, bounce pass, layup, bounce pass. They did that a couple of times, and it made certain adjustments because you're so obsessed with trying to chase Steph Curry around. You got a second guy to make sure if that first guy guarded him gets picked off, you get a second guy to make sure you got to run out, chase him off the 3-point line. While you're doing that, your defense is compromised because somebody could sneak to the basket. And that's what Steve Kerr ran a couple of nice set plays for Payton. Payton was fantastic. He ended the game with a backwards dunk, and that was a big win because now with Jimmy Butler coming back, Golden State's going to win this series probably in 6. The Wolves and Golden State is going to be an epic, epic, epic series. I don't know who I'm picking because I really thought, I talked to my brother and I said, Golden State's going to. He said, no, Minnesota. I'm realizing Minnesota got home court. I got to think long and hard about this one. But anyway, that is on the other side of the bracket. The Nuggets, Clippers. OKC just obliterated the Grizzlies, sweeping them, beating them. They've been 14-0 last 14 games. They've beaten them. Gold State the Thunder has been fantastic. But the Nuggets, Clippers, to me, the Clippers could have swept the Nuggets. They've been the better team this entire season. Should have won game 1. They dominated in the fourth quarter, game 2, dominated the whole game 3. Let up a little bit, down 20, makes Storms back, ties the game. Now, if they get a stop and go into overtime, they're up 3-1, and I expected them to be up 3. I expected this to be a 5 to 6 game series with the Clippers who are better. But they didn't box Gordon out. He dunks the ball with 0.3 seconds left. And they lose a game they shouldn't have lost. Now, I give Denver credit. They show more force in this game, and Porter was a lot better. Porter was a non-starter. Jamal Murray was terrible to the end. He's been terrible this series, but toward the fourth quarter, he made a couple shots. Braun played great defense. He was the second best player in the court. Of course, Joker, 36. and 21 rebounds. 36 points and 21 rebounds and 8 assists. Are you kidding me with this guy? Well, Michael Porter was big, and the Clippers had no business. When you got Kawhi Leonard, Powell, I'm telling you, Norman Powell has been a problem this series. 22 points, 4 of 8 from three. He's just lights out because they swing the ball. It's so hard to deal with Harden and Leonard, Zubac inside. And the, Bogdanovich gave him a little bit, but Kawhi Leonard, Harden, and Zubac scoring inside leaves Powell open. That four-headed monster should be good enough to get you to the conference finals. Possibly. I mean, get you at least to OKC. And this should be 3-1. And I wonder if they don't win this series, they're going to rue the day they didn't box out. You got to box out. You get Joker to take a bag. Well, he had the shot clock's going down, the game clock's going down. He has to take that long three fadeaway shot. But man, if you box out, it's overtime. And all the momentum after Denver blowing a 20-point lead, crowd going crazy. Good crowd with that new Clippers stadium. The Clippers arena. It was a good crowd, But man, you got to go back. Now you got to try to win this series all over again. A series you had in the bag. Denver playing bad, a mess, new coach. Now you're going to Denver, and Denver has a championship medal. I think Denver wins Game 5. Clippers win Game 6, and we're headed for an epic Game 7. And it's whoever, even though Denver will be at home, it's whoever executes. Because Kawhi Leonard, man. And Harden has been fantastic. But Harden wasn't great yesterday. He had 15 points. But Game 5, Denver has momentum because now the longer the series goes, the better the chance Porter and Jamal Murray will shoot their home. And if the Clippers are 3-1, Denver could fold up. Now you gave Denver new life. Boy, it's going to be tough sliding, but the winner takes on a rested OKC team that's on a mission. Whew. Defensively, they've been great. And I like how in Game 3, Chad Holmgren finished off, got going. I think he had about 20 points in the fourth quarter. He was fantastic. SGA showed up in Game 4. Williams, Hartenstein giving you 11 and 12. Chad Holmgren and Dort. And Caruso made big time hustle plays in the series, and they're gonna end up waiting for the Nuggets and Clippers in the East. That mid game against the Detroit Pistons, the series has been great. Every game I've loved. The most intense series, start to finish. It's been great. And that Game 3, the next one, they stole Game 3. The crowd in Detroit was great. And I loved that I saw Isaiah and Phillips and Wallace and then Jalen Rose there he's a Michigan guy. That was, the crowd was great. Did you see Spike Lee on us? The atmosphere was charged and fantastic. Now the Knicks were down 9. Bridges hits 2 huge 3-pointers to get him within 3 in the fourth quarter. And then Jalen Brunson hit a huge 3 to tie the score up with 4:07 left. And then Cunningham gets him up by 4. Karl Towns hits a big-time 3-point shot. Hardaway comes right back. Brunson hits a shot. Hardaway hits a pull-up. Karl Towns hits a hellaciously tough shot. And then they get a stop. And Karl Towns he didn't even get a chance to set his feet. Because usually I like to see him set his feet, and then he'll nail that beautiful form, in rhythm. He didn't even have enough time with the shot clock on now to get in rhythm. He nails that 3. He's playing with such confidence. And then the final play, I thought real time, the Hart got the block. I didn't know Hart bumped him. I don't know what the referees were saying. It was a bad call. He did foul, but it shouldn't even have came down there. Hart did not box out on the rebound. It was a loose ball. If Hart boxes out and gets the rebound, there was a mad scramble. So Hart's running. He's probably mad that he didn't get the rebound. He's running toward Hardaway recklessly. And then he really fouled Hardaway. And that could have been the game. It changes the whole momentum. Detroit could be it's 2-2 while pressure on New York. Indiana all over again. But now they're 3-1, and they're going to the Garden, and they're going to be charged up to play in there. The Guard's going to be electric. They're going to try to close them out in 5 and get ready for the Boston Celtics. And I got to give the Orlando Magic credit. They battled Boston for these 4 games. It's going to be a gentleman's sweep. You're playing the best. When the Celtics won last year, it was Brown, it was Holiday, it was Tatum. This is Tatum. Tatum is elevated his game. 37 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. The stat sheet was amazing. Chery was great. But they took the game in the fourth, 28-23 in the fourth. They win by 9, 107-98. They'll close them out in 5. And they're going to head for the Knicks. And I hope the way the Knicks are playing that they are able to take the Celtics 7. 6 is good. 5, a German sweep, I'm not cool with. Celtics beat them all 4 games. But the way the Knicks are playing, Karl Towns has got to be the best player in the court. Because Porzingis is good. Karl Towns, if he's playing on his game like he has the last 2 games, if he does what he's supposed to do, inside, outside, defensive rebounding, Ojanobi and Bridges is a little more consistent because Brunson. Brunson is Brunson. But they might put Jason Tatum on Brunson. Oh, boy. Jason Tatum could play defense. He's a two-way player. Or Brown. You got 2 two-way players with Boston, and they've been together. Now, I expect them to win the series. But I'm hoping the Knicks can push them to 7, have a great 7-game series, New York, Boston, and then Boston moves on. Like 84, where Bernard King just lit Boston up, and Boston was better, but they had to win in 7 on their home court. And I'm hoping the Knicks, boy, that's a lot of hope, can do that with Boston because they're not beating Boston. Boston's better. And Cleveland's on a mission. You know what? I knew Cleveland was good. I didn't know Cleveland was this good. And they got a puncher's chance against Boston. Mitchell was unguardable when they played the Celtics. They're at home. They got the home court advantage. I'm giving them a 45% chance to beat. They're going to beat the winner of Milwaukee and Indiana. I don't know how healthy Dame is going to be. If Dame was healthy, that would be good series. But Cleveland is on a mission. And this is a feisty, tough, veteran Miami team, and they jumped on them. And Miami's trying, but Cleveland's just so much better. When you got Jared Allen. See, the Lakers need a Jared Allen type guy next year. 22 points, 10 rebounds. Mobley, 19 points. Strauss, 18 points. Donovan Mitchell only had 13, didn't need him. Hunter, 21 points. Ty Jerome from Virginia, national championship. Money type, good role player to have. 13 points. He's been good this playoffs. I'm loving how Cleveland's playing defense. They're playing with force. They're hitting threes. They're driving to the basket. They're playing Cleveland, Orlando. I don't know if they're going to both make the championship. They're the 2 most complete teams in this playoff. So there you have it. Boston and Cleveland look like they're headed for a showdown. The Knicks might give them some competition. I don't think the Bucks or Indiana is going to give Cleveland the competition. Golden State, Minnesota are going to be epic series, and OKC and the winner of Denver and the Clippers, especially the Clippers, if they got through, would give OKC trouble. The only reason Denver would give OKC a game, they're the champ. They have a championship. They won it 2 years ago, and they still have that mentality. They don't have the best talent, but they really showed me something the other day. So I would not sleep on a guy like Joker, as great as he is. Chad Holmgren, Joker, Hartenstein, that would be good. I don't know if they're going to get past the Clippers, but the NBA has definitely been fantastic this weekend.